This is my third time now recording this, because the first time I was having trouble with the levels, and the second time I was having trouble with the levels, so hopefully this time it's going to work. Enoch Burke is, even if it's not working, I'm not gonna go through it, just gonna leave it going. Enoch Burke is someone who's been in the news lately, as usual. And the funny thing is, I want to get this video quicker because the weekend he was kind of topical. I was kind of thinking, he's not going to be, just get it out quick while he's still topical. He's Enoch Burke, so he's in the news all the time, so he's always going to be topical. Enoch Burke, in case you don't know, he's the Irish teacher, in case you're living under a rock, or maybe you're not living in Ireland, but he's the Irish teacher who is banned from his school, secondary school, for not using they, them pronouns on a boy in the school. And so he got fired, got kicked out. Don't know if he got fired as such, but certainly, I think he's on paid leave, whatever, but he's not working in the school, but he keeps turning up to work every morning at 8 o'clock in a suit and tie. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it is kind of funny. He keeps turning up in a suit and tie, and he goes into the school, they have security guard, and he kicks him out. So this has been going on for 3 years, every day, apart from the time that he's in jail. That's what I'm making this video about. Just there was time there the weekend, and a bunch of guards called, about 4 of them, called to his house to arrest him, and the dad was just saying, like, he's not here. They're asking, do you know where he is? And he said he wasn't going to answer that question. He's probably hiding under the bed. And it reminded me of that scene in Inglourious Bastards, where Quentin Tarantino film, if you haven't seen it, really good. Just reminded me, so I made a little animation of it here. By the way, if you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe, because it's good to get more viewers, get the message out there. I'm totally being shadow banned by social media. They have their bots, whatever they're doing, definitely. Like, I mean, in TikTok, you get like, someday you get like hundreds of likes in an hour, and then you get nothing in one video for 10 days, nothing ever, and then you get these written things sent to you saying like first strike, second strike, third strike. I'm even scared to say the word, like JANSIX, because they are definitely scanning the internet for that kind of stuff, and if they see it in their social media platforms, they're going to interrogate it twice as much. To me, it all looks kosher, all the stuff that I was reading about it, and okay, maybe we're reading the wrong sources, but at least put it out there and let people make up their own minds on it, instead of banning it outright altogether. That's what they're trying to do, bastards. And the hate speech bill that was here in Ireland there a few months or years ago, that was the whole idea as well. It wasn't not going to arrest people for saying bad things so much, but the threat is always hanging over people, and they're going to keep their mouth shut, because they'll just get themselves in trouble. Speaking of bastards, I was talking about the scene in Inglourious Bastards, the very start of it. It's a really, really good scene. First of all, he has a massive pipe, loads it up with tobacco. Then he asks for a pint of milk, he asks for another pint of milk, and just the tension is really good, and there's these guys under the floorboards. But the whole thing reminded me a bit of, I just pictured Enoch Burke in the scene, so I did this animation. Okay.
If you can assist me with answers, my department can close a file on your family.
Now, before he was last seen at Wilson's Hospital School, he was seen coming home for his evening meal at approximately 6:30.
My son was commanded to call a boy a girl, to use a they pronoun for a boy, which as a Christian he couldn't do.
Don't watch Late Late Show often, but it was on the other night there. I was walking by the TV room, looked in, and they had some girl who was going on about her wink. But I mean, I had no idea who she was. I don't think the audience knew who she was either. But at least if you have like Enoch Burke on, everyone knows Enoch Burke, and he'd be a really interesting person to have on, instead of like people just reading about the guy in the newspaper, seeing him, whatever, news at 1 for a minute, like the guy standing outside the gate. If they actually sat him down and talked to him, and we could hear his opinions and answers, instead of just relying on third party or second hand everything in the news about him, like, you know. But they won't have him on, because if they do, that's like to kind of normalise him. They have to have him like boxed off as a freak. If he comes across as just a regular bloke, then people start going, oh yeah, and they don't want that to happen at all. So they just have to keep him in the bull boy corner.